Hey everyone. So, just wanted to point this out. Like I said, I'm still on the journey to find that book and whichever Mason video it was where they explain how the people in London and, like I said, I believe it's Cambridge, come together and they discuss molding the image of the American Negro, from fads to the way they're going to speak, dress, and all of this stuff. At least their influence when it comes to the celebrity Negroes and the image that they disseminate to the young minds that look up to them. For instance, when everybody, Russell Westbrook and of the Oklahoma City Thunder, Dwayne Wade and all of them started coming out wearing, tight jeans and shoes with no socks and stuff like that, just changing the way that we, dressed through high-end fashion designers. It was basically when I seen that, it reminded me of the way these guys claimed that they were molding the image. When we find out that a lot of times in the music industry, it's not even some of our people coming up with the designs and scenes. It's someone else telling them we want to do this, and they're just capitulating to their demands. It made me think about that. This was also brought up in a conversation with my sister, so I just want to not only just share this with her, but I want to share this with you as well. Here we go.
That Masons are on a journey seeking to find the lost name of God. Part of their religion, they say, is that the sacred name of God has been lost. And they tell this whole story of the building of Solomon's temple and the architect, Hiram Abiff, who in building the temple lost the sacred name of God. And so they say that Masons are on this search to recover the lost name of God. And finally, when you get to the Royal Arch degree, the Mason is finally told what the secret name of God is that only Masons can know. And they pride themselves that they alone are the custodians of the secret name of God. And that name can only be whispered among Masons by 3 Masons, each saying a syllable. The name is Jobulon. It is a combination of 3 words, Jehovah, Baal, and Osiris, the Egyptian sun god.
Yah, Baal, On. Yah, Baal, On. Yah.
And what a Mason is worshiping in the Masonic Lodge is a 3-headed god made up of Jehovah, Baal, which was the fertility god of Baalbek in Lebanon, and Osiris, the Egyptian sun god, represented by the phallic.
And you can see the titles, so if you want to look these up, they're not that hard to find. Which I remember when I was, like I said, all into masonry and stuff like that, just looking into this. My question was, so why do we have 3 names? Like the concept of us having 3 names, does it come from, the whole masonry mindset? That's why, I don't know, just playing it safe. I thought I was playing it safe. I chose to take up 4 names. And same with my sons that have been born. Still didn't know about the birth certificate thing, so when I get everything together, I'm going to patent their names, just change them a little bit to give them a religious, the religious side of their names, patent them, and then, take their names from their birth certificate and put it in their patent, in that trust. So this is the other video, and this is the one I was specifically telling you about last night, sis. I want to jump ahead to where
Freemasonry, we had to be recommended by another Mason. Well, in order to join witchcraft, you have to be first screened. You have to be recommended by somebody currently in witchcraft.
Well, when I was initiated, I was blindfolded and bound by a rope, and on your bare chest was thrust the point of a spear.
In witchcraft, we were initiated through a very involved ritual, initiation ceremony, wherein the candidate was led blindfolded, bound by a rope to the edge of the magic circle.
And the rope is around your neck and you're led forward. And up front, in the eastern end of the building, is a person who's a worshipful master. And you kneel down before him. as if he were a god.
You were met by the high priest or high priestess at that time, usually with a sword to your chest.
When I went to enter the lodge, a sharp object was put to my left breast. And I was warned that should I reveal any of the secrets of Freemasonry, to know what to expect.
When you're presented before the high
And the one thing I noticed that they left out of all this is that Mormonism copies this to a T. I'll see if I can find a video to show you. Mormonism copies this, but then, later on I found out that Joseph Smith was a high-ranking Freemason. They say 33rd. I don't know if it's true or not, but he was a ranking Freemason before he set out to do the whole Mormonism and the Book of Mormon stuff. So.
high priest, a sword is held against your chest, and you actually take a blood oath, promising to remain faithful to the secrets of witchcraft.
Well, when you are in the room, this blindfold is taken away from you.
And real quick, that's why I forget which boy it was in Utah, but they said he was just thought to have looked at a white woman after the period of time where they said it was no longer allowed for the interracial mixing, which we now know is due to the fact that they were stealing our titles, they were stealing our land, and now they wanted to separate, and this is where the black versus colored versus white started to come in. Colored use this, whites use this. The dumbing, the stripping away of our history. Basically, if you ever wanted to see white guilt, there's their guilty conscience right there. They knew what they were doing, and by doing that, they wanted to separate as much as possible. And I think that's why, their government stepped in and said, stop polygamy. Because basically, if they were stealing the land from us, and it seems as if, not trying to get funny or funky, but it seems as if these women from different their heritage were still sleeping with our people. Their men were still sleeping with our people. They couldn't draw that fine line. It seems as if just in my opinion, when I'm as I read this, the way it seems, they really wanted to draw that line so they could keep all the riches and the heritage on their side, so we could never, get any of that stuff back. We would never even think to get that stuff back. It was almost like we were not thinking in the conniving theft mindset that they had on us,
And this is a time when they say that you're coming from darkness into light.
During the initiation ceremony, the initiate is led by the lieutenant of the high priest and is challenged at the edge of the circle by someone saying, "Who goes there?" And the answer is, "One from the world of darkness."
In Masonry, the prayers are ended with "So mote it be."
Oh, and one of the other aspects of, or distinctives of the craft was that we would always end any spell or ritual where we released the power, this is where the power was released, with the word "So mote it be."
In Christianity, they say what? Christianity, they say what? So let it be, right? And look, the reason why I thought about this was, they always talk about, in Masonry, they have to wear that sheepskin to cover your lower part, for males, and this is why they say a woman can never be a Freemason, even though they've made exceptions since then. I thought about this. Is this Pam's connection to Freemasonry? I don't know. I just, thought it maybe